Hi, today we will be reading Venus and Serena Williams from 50 Impressive Kids and Their Amazing and True Stories by Saundra Mitchell. Venus and Serena Williams, 1980 and 1981. Born in Sinawa, Michigan, and relocated to Compton, California, Venus and Serena Williams started playing tennis early. A 5-year-old Venus and a 4-year-old Serena proved to be quick studies on the Compton court. Trained by their parents, the sisters had a strength and athleticism usual for their ages. Their potential was so great, the Williams family decided to move to Florida, where the girls were 9 and 10. They enrolled Venus and Serena in a training academy, and they started playing tennis on the juniors circuit. The winds poured in. The Williams sisters played both singles by themselves and doubles as a team. In less than a year, they had climbed to the top of the charts. Venus was rated the number one junior player under 12 in Florida, and Serena earned the number one junior player under 10. The Williams sisters were a hurricane, storming their way to victory everywhere they played. Some people couldn't handle their success. Whispers crossed the court. White parents complaining about the African American sisters ruining the sport. Critics dismissed the way they played, saying the Williams sisters had nothing to offer but brute strength. Though the Williams sisters had been at the training academy, their parents remained their coaches, and the coaches had had enough. It was important for them to see their daughters succeed, but also to be little girls. Unwilling to tolerate the racism against their daughters on the junior circuit, the Williams family withdrew from competition completely. An unprecedented move. It seemed that Venus and Serena had peaked as tennis players. After all, how could they be expected to grow into mature athletes on the adult tennis circuit if they didn't continue playing through the ranks in the juniors? Well, it turns out that they did just fine. Better than fine, actually. Just because they weren't competing on the circuit didn't mean they weren't competing. Venus and Serena always had each other to battle. It made them tougher as athletes and, surprisingly, closer as sisters. That became apparent when the Williams sisters returned to competitive play. As a doubles team, they were practically unstoppable. As singles players, they squared off against each other regularly, trading the number 1 and number 2 spots between them. For all those whispering, unpleasant people who said that the Williams sisters offered nothing to the game, well, they got schooled. Sports critics considered Serena Williams the best female tennis player of all time. She's earned 21 Grand Slam titles and 4 Olympic gold medals. She's currently the reigning champion of the French Open, the Australian Open, Wimbledon, and the WTA Tour. When Serena isn't ranked number 1 in the world, Venus usually is. She was the first Black American woman to take the number 1 spot and has held it 3 times. She's won 7 Grand Slam titles and her own 4 Olympic gold medals. Their path to victory was different from many tennis players, and they've endured hardships other players normally don't, but it was obviously the right path for them. As adults, they continue to rule the tennis courts, and they get to share every victory with their best friend, each other.